So, hope you're having a great day. I'm just going to share with you some sequences, 15-minute sequences that you can do every day if you're pregnant. So I just advise for you you can do these from any time after 14 weeks and all the way up to full term. So we're just going to begin by sitting in a nice comfortable position. So today I'm just sat on, you can't quite see anything with back, I'm sat on 3 blocks with my knees apart. If you have varicose veins, then it's not a good idea to sit with your thighs and your calves compressed. Or if you just want to sit cross-legged, sit cross-legged. Raise yourself up so that your knees are slightly lower than your hips. So let's just begin with just a centering breath. So placing your hands on your tummy, on your baby, and just begin to roll the shoulders back, close the eyes, bringing the shoulders up to the ears and back behind you. And then bring that to a close, just allow the shoulders to drop away from the ears, keeping the eyes closed, just sending your attention down to your tummy. Maybe your attention focuses just of the warmth or the coldness of your hands on your belly, and focus on that sensation. Or maybe your attention is drawn to any movement you feel in your tummy. So just focusing on one sensation here. As you breathe in and out through the nose or out through the mouth, if that feels more comfortable. If you find your mind wanders, just bring it back to the sensation that you are focusing on. And then just slowly begin to open the eyes, come back into the room. Coming back into the room, and from this position on the mat, we're going to come up to standing. So remove whatever you're using to sit on, come onto all fours, and what you're going to do is you're going to tuck your toes under, walk your hands back towards your knees as you shift your weight into your feet. Now, depending on the size of your bump, you may need to take your knees slightly wider apart to accommodate your bump as you go back. So the toes are tucked under, your hands walk back to the outside edges of your knees, shift your weight into your feet, then take your hands up onto your legs as you come up to standing. Perfect. So, let's stand in the centre of our mat with our feet at least hip width apart, can be wider if that feels more comfortable. Really have in mind that in pregnancy yoga, we're really trying to create space in the body. So we're trying to tone the body and also create elasticity, but also space. So we can take advantage of taking our legs nice and wide and opening out. It's because we're creating space for you and space for your baby. Perfect. So, let's stand with the feet at least hip width apart or wider. Just to say, if you have issues with your pelvis, pelvic girdle pain, or anything in this area, then really only keep your feet at least hip width apart, no wider, because we want to keep that stability. Okay, let's take our hands to our waist, and we're just going to slightly bend at the knees and begin to move the hips to the side, to the back, to the side, to the front. So let's keep the knees dropped and just move from the hips, like you had a hula hoop on your waist. And breathing here. Nice inhale and exhale, in and out through the nose. I'll turn to the side. So great for baby's positioning, great for your lower back. And breathing here. Lovely. Let's begin to straighten their leg. Take the arms out, have a slight bend in the arms. We're going to bring the thumb and the index finger together as we bend the elbows in and then reach out and gaze up. Exhale as we come down, bending the knees, bringing the elbows in. You can even drop the chin, looking down, and reaching up as we inhale. So exhale, going down. Inhale, coming up. Really connecting with the breath, listening to the sound of the breath. Inhaling, reaching out. Exhaling, bringing in. Lovely, and bring that to a close. Bring the hands to your heart and just begin to shine your heart. And pushing nice and firmly into the palms of the hands, so stretching the ligaments in the wrists. And lowering the hands down. So we're just going to ground into the feet, so rocking into the toes and the heels, so shifting your weight, the toes and the heels. If you feel wobbly, you can take your hands to your waist. And then grounding down into the toes and the heels. So in life, but also in pregnancy as well, it's really important to not have all your weight in your toes or all your weight in your heels. We want to ground down into the front parts of the toes and the backs of the heels and the outside edges of the feet so the arches lift. And notice when we do that, the knees become engaged and the thighs become more active. And you can just stand here for a moment in mountain pose, relaxing the shoulders, feel the shoulder blades going down the back, grounding down into the ground, into the earth. Imagine you're breathing from the heels all the way up to the base of the neck, and from the base of the neck all the way back down to the heels. As you bring that to a close, we're going to raise the arms up. Take one arm back behind you onto the thigh, looking over your shoulder. And then take the arms all the way up, palms face together. And exhale as you look over the other shoulder. So the arms come down onto the same side as the leg, looking over the shoulder. Nice inhale up, reaching up. And exhale, lowering down. So moving with the breath. Looking over the shoulders, we're getting a gentle twist here. Inhale up and exhale down. And then bring the hands down to your heart. And of course, if you want to extend this video, you can just pause it and just do a few more in each of the segments. So just bringing your hands to your heart and just shining your heart. And bring your hands back to center. So taking your hands to your waist, we're going to step out nice and wide. So again, if you have issues with the pelvis or you have pelvic girdle pain, then just keep the feet slightly narrower so that you're in line with the hips. So we're just going as wide as the hips. We're going nice and wide for everyone else. Toes facing out, bending the knees, coming down, pushing evenly into the feet. We're going to take the hands over one knee and then just moving the hands across like this. And then as we squeeze the bottom and push into the feet, we're going to come up, reaching up, looking up, stretching up, and then sinking back down. So nice inhale as you come up, look up, and exhale as you come down. And we're going to stop, and we're going to go back the other way. So inhaling up. Feeling a lovely stretch in the ribs here. Exhale as you come down. So as you straighten the legs, squeeze the bottom. You can even lift the pelvic floor as you lift up, and then lowering down, releasing everything. So there's a squeezing and there's a releasing. So squeezing the thighs, lifting the pelvic floor, and then releasing. And bringing the hands up to centre, lowering them down, pushing nice and firmly into the palms of your hands and lifting your feet in. So we're going to come back down to the floor. So come into the back of your mat, hands to the waist, take your legs as wide as feels comfortable. Stick your bottom out behind you. Your knees are going to come down to the floor at the same time. So walking your hands down your legs. Knees come down at the same time. We're going to come back into a seated position. So either like I was doing on the blocks, or you can sit on some cushions. If your hips are quite open, you may not need to raise yourself up, but you can sit on some cushions, soles of the feet together, just allowing the knees to be lower than the hips. So placing your hands on your baby. Actually, let's place the right hand on your baby and your left hand on your heart, closing the eyes. So taking your attention to your heart and breathing from your heart down to your baby. And then breathing from your baby back up to your heart. So exhale as you breathe from your heart down to your baby. And inhale as you breathe from your baby back up to your heart. So as you breathe from your heart down to your baby, so from your left hand down to your right hand, imagining that your heart is nurturing your baby. Now as you breathe from your right hand back up to your left hand, your baby is nurturing your heart. This is a lovely way to connect and check in with your baby in the morning or the end of the day if you feel like you've been really busy and you haven't had a chance to connect. And then taking your right hand and placing it over the left hand, so both hands are over your heart. And breathing into your heart. As you breathe into your heart, send yourself some loving kindness, being easy on yourself, knowing that just how you are right now in this present moment is absolutely perfect for you and perfect for your baby. You have everything your baby needs. You are everything your baby needs. Taking a nice deep breath in and exhaling out. Slowly opening the eyes. Bring your hands to your heart. Namaste.